Hello, teacher moms. Welcome back to this channel. So, I am Denise, also known as the Unprofessional Mom. And today I'm going to talk about a topic that a lot of people don't want to talk about. We just don't want to even have to deal with these problems, if we're honest. We don't want to have to deal with them as moms. We don't want to have to deal with them as teachers. So, the teacher mom connection there oftentimes makes it harder for us. And then, if we're honest, sometimes we don't even think about dealing with it for ourselves. So let me go ahead and talk about the big old elephant in the room, and that is behavior or behavior management. So, look, coming from um, being in the classroom and seeing all these things happen and being able to kind of look at it again and see it in my own kids, what I notice is that this is probably maybe just me, but looking at a lot of the research, I believe that this is something that would definitely help you. So, if you really want to get out of the rut of behavior management, then you're in the right place. So, first off, behavior management to me, I feel like we do it the wrong way in education. I think that honestly, if it were me, I would toss it in the trash. And the reason I would do that is because if you manage a behavior, you're just managing it. You're not changing it at the core. And I'm the kind of person that likes to get to the heart of situations. Like if we can go back to the heart of things, then we'll know exactly how to do it, which is interesting because the way that behavior management is done, we don't always get to the heart of it and it normally comes back. Like, for example, threatening someone to change their behavior isn't changing anything. Like, okay, so think about it this way. The way that you think, your mind frame, your perspective of life is based off how you grew up. And the same is true for your kids, for your students, and for anyone you're going to come in contact with. So if you notice a behavior come up, especially with my kids, I used to try to punish them. I used to sometimes holler. I used to take things away. And sometimes I would still take things away, but not how I used to. And I'll explain that. So here's the deal. How do you get to the heart of the behavior? So, whenever you see a person, whether it's a child of any age, or whether it's even an adult, whether it's someone you work with, or a significant other, whoever it is, or yourself, you have to get to the heart of that behavior. So, whenever my kids act up, so I have four girls, one of my girls, she has more moments than the others. And whenever she has those moments, I'm not going to say act up, when her behavior isn't the kind of behavior we would like in this house, what I would normally do is try to get to the heart of it. Like, okay, what could she be feeling? What could she be thinking? Things like that, because there is something that is sparking that behavior. So with your students, sometimes you may have to ask yourself, okay, what in the world could be sparking this behavior? And here is one big old piece of advice I will give you before you make any move, before you decide to raise your voice, put them out the classroom, just stop for a minute and breathe. Just let them do what they're gonna do for a minute. Just let them let them do what they're gonna do. If they're not hurting anyone else or you, let them do it. If they're just hurting your ego, let them do it. Your ego can take a back seat for this for a minute because this is going to help you and your student. So give them that moment to have that moment. And then when they're calm, go over there, go over there to them and let them know, hey, you're safe. And don't say anything for as long as you can. Give them a second to calm down. And if you need to call in reinforcement, be very particular if you can about the person you send in, because you don't want anyone that's just going to come in and rough handle, whatever you want to call it, rough handle them, because you want them to know that they are in an emotionally safe space, okay? Because when you feel like you are in a safe place emotionally, that's when you are able to do your best. And that's why I believe that behavior management doesn't work, because it's the emotion that we have to manage, and not necessarily manage, but help those kids manage it. Because if we're honest, there are too many adults who do not know how to manage their own emotions. They just go with the wind. Like someone can die because someone wasted something on someone else's shirt. I mean, it's just so many things. Someone could just be in a rough time of their life and don't know how to deal with their emotions, that they decide to get crazy drunk and go out there and get involved in a DUI, and someone could get hurt or lose their lives. So I strongly believe that starting this in your classroom is going to be good for you and your students, because when your students feel like they can trust you and with their emotions, with how they are feeling, then they're really going to be able to trust you in teaching them. Okay. It's hard to teach someone that's not truly open to you. Okay. So, and you're gonna have to forgive me for saying okay a lot because I'm an okayer, okay? No, but here you go. So, try to recognize the emotion in the student first. But even before you have to do that, there's another heart you got to get to, yours. You have to get to yours. So I noticed that when my students or my kids would start acting a certain way that I didn't like, at first I used to tense up and get ready to just say anything. But we have to get to the point where we ask ourselves, okay, wait, why is this triggering me? Right? So you ask yourself, okay, why is this triggering me? Okay, what can I do? How can I reframe for a minute? Stop for a second if you have to. Deep breath in and out. And then decide, make an actual decision about what you're going to do. Respond to what happened. Don't react to it, because reactions can get us in a boatload of trouble. Even if it's not trouble through the administration, through the school, but trouble with the kid. Like, for example, if the kid doesn't feel safe, there's going to be more battles coming back and forth, back and forth, back and forth every day, if not every moment they're in class with you. Okay. So take the moment to get to that emotion. And you're going to have to take the moment to get to yours, because if you don't get to yours, what you're going to realize is that one of the bigger problems might be where you are, and you want to be emotionally healthy too. You want to be emotionally safe. So there are things that you can also do to make sure you are emotionally safe in your own body, in your own mind, your own heart. Okay. So let me get back to the thing about taking things from kids. So when they do things or have behaviors that we don't want to experience. So one thing is, if you do take things, don't just take it at the spur of the moment. Actually let them know ahead of time, like, hey, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. That is a boundary. But they would have to do something for that to happen, okay? Because for me and my kids, I won't give them certain things if they are, and for example, something extra, something that they don't need. If they don't need it, they shouldn't have to have it every day if they have horrible behavior, or if they're acting in a way that is not not serving anyone in the family or even themselves, right? So I freely take those, but I let them know ahead of time. And then I even let them know, hey, I'm not going to keep telling you this, but this is what's going to happen if you do this particular thing. And you don't have to tell them all the time. You can let them know a few times. And when you do that, I think that is so good. So, how can you walk in your classroom today and or tomorrow? I don't know when you're watching this, or Monday if this is the weekend. How can you walk in there and put this into action? So the first thing you're going to do when that happens, breathe, stop, breathe. Just be aware of what's happening. Breathe. Think for a minute. Okay, well, calm down first. If you have to calm yourself down, calm down. And then see if there's a way you can get that student closer to you. And if you find that you are very upset about it and you need to do it quicker than slower, ask them to come to your desk, or get them to come to your desk and you sit down. Do not tower. Do not tower over a student, please. And the reason I say that is because that's going to also make them feel very unsafe. Okay. So don't tower over them. Sit down, breathe, and talk as if you're going to talk to an adult. Because one thing I will not do, this is me, this is my boundary. I will never go back and forth with adults, and therefore I don't go back and forth with kids. That's me. That's my boundary. So pick yourself a boundary related to behavior and the emotion that goes along with that behavior, and put it to work for the next 7 days and see how that works for you. And if it doesn't work, try another one. If it does work, keep going and add some tweaks to it if you would like, okay? Because I know how when you implement these things, starting from the basis of emotions, everything changes. So I wish I had more time to talk to y'all today, because I can go on and on about this. I'm actually finishing up a book right now about emotional intelligence for teachers. It's coming out very soon. And if you're watching this after, I would say about after June 2025, then it's already out on Amazon for sure. But yes, I want you all to, if you really want to go further, get that book or just follow along, because a lot of the stuff that I will share with you all in this Teacher Mom channel is all about starting at the heart of most things that ever happen, and the heart of any behavior is the emotion. The heart of anything that happens, the heart of any thought, there's emotion. Okay, so emotional intelligence is the key, and I believe it's the key to your success. It's the key to your students' success. It's the key to your children's success. It's the key to even your spouse possibly being successful. It is the key to success all around you, because when you, teacher mom, when you can be successful, then everyone else around you can also be successful. So thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Ask me one question that you may have about emotional intelligence around behavior that I may not have answered in here. And please leave me any aha moments that you may have, because I love to see them. I love connecting with you all. And in the meantime, I hope you have an amazing, beautiful day. And if no one has told you, I love you to life and I love you to peace, not to death and not to pieces. And please find you some people who love you to life and peace. I'll see you next time.